Looking for a reliable trailer you can count on? Visit Trailer Ranch LLC. At Trailer Ranch, you'll find a wide selection of utility trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, and more. All built tough and ready to work. Whether you're hauling equipment, moving materials, or tackling your next big project, Trailer Ranch has the trailer you need. Serving Orangeburg and surrounding communities with dependable trailers and friendly service. Stop by today at 1370 5 Chop Road, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Call us at 803-747-2793 or visit us online at trailerranchsc.com. Trailer Ranch LLC. Quality trailers, fair prices, and service you can trust.
When power matters, racers trust experience. That's why drivers turn to Fulton Competition race engines. At Fulton Competition, every engine is built for one purpose: performance on the track, precision machining, proven parts, and the kind of craftsmanship serious racers depend on every race night. From local short tracks to major racing events, Fulton Competition engines deliver the horsepower, durability, and reliability racers need when the green flag drops. If you're ready to take your program to the next level, Fulton Competition Race Engines is ready to help. Visit them at 2150 Chesney Highway in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Call 864-583-3089. This message is proudly brought to you by Stacy Hall, a supporter of local racing and the teams that keep the sport alive every weekend. Fulton Competition Race Engines, built for racers, built for power, built to win.
Fat Rabbit Stick Show coming at you live, boy. We got a good one, good tonight.
That's for sure. Yeah, pretty excited about tonight. Oh, man, we really didn't have any much luck in the local area with rain. Really, all in the area. Just the rain just really got us. Appreciate Mike and them trying, obviously, to make a go at it. And
I was excited. I got my transmission in mine. Got over there, didn't even get to run it. Got to look. I'm gonna have to take the transmission back out, and take it back up the poles.
What's wrong?
It ain't got no leaks in it. It ain't wet like normal. I believe I got me a good piece. I'm ready to get after it.
You need somebody. You need somebody to drive it for you.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Just checking. You want to bring Chad in?
Yeah, let's get Chad in here. Hey, Chad, how you doing, buddy?
Man, I don't know what to think about it, man. Ain't got a leaking transmission. Something ain't right about that.
Hey, no more excuses, right, Chad?
Right, yeah. So you just save money by not having to add fuel or oil, fluid along the way, topping it off. So I mean, that's saving you money in the long run.
I think ever since I've raced, that thing's leaked somewhere or something on that transmission, but so far so good. And it sits still in the driveway, so I'm ready to try it out.
I say people, it's just habit for me. I always just, before my first time run, I always wipe underneath the car and everything. And everybody's like, what's wrong with you? I said, well, it's a small block Chevy. It's supposed to leak. I mean, so.
She was praying for rain. So. She was doing a little rain dance on vacation. So, this is our shout out time. Tom, you want to start it off, or Chad?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on Hank and his wife Kenny. I think I said it right. But 37 years today was their anniversary, and congratulations to them. And
Top Fuel Hank.
Top Fuel Hank.
We need to send her a card.
We need to send her a daggone trophy.
That's right. That's right. You think Greer and them let us get one of them chicks?
Yes.
One of them big chicks.
Why not a matching belt to go along with that?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's the only shout out you got, Chad? I mean, Tom?
Yeah, for now.
Chad.
Shout out. Wait a minute, I gotta get my tires set here.
Oh,
Woo!
look at here. Look at here.
I gotta get my flat bill, my bling. My shout out goes to not only one of our show sponsors, but Mr. Gangsta himself, RAH Solutions, Bud Humphreys.
Oh,
He's full-blooded, full-go gangsta. Went over to Shady Side the other night. He won everything they had to offer in the gangsta class. And so he is my shout-out. East side to the west side.
yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir.
Nah, seriously, dog.
That's a nice ride he's got, man.
Yeah, that Camaro he's got's a sweet little ride, and he's making it look good. And he's gonna be a handful for the little gangsters if he wants to pursue that. So
yeah, that's the only one you had. I know you.
Well, I've got a shout out, and then I've got a call out.
Oh, whoa.
No, a call out to me.
Okay.
So let me stop and say, I mean, I appreciate, I don't know how y'all guys are, but people come up to you, man, missed the show, missed not seeing you on the show. I like, but then, when we do have the show, I mean, they're engaged, they're listening to what we're saying. So all you puts your comments, we read them, we like them, we appreciate them. You got it there, bud. But Joni Brasino, she come up to me and she challenged me. She got a trip out of me saying Jason Johnson Jr. the other week on the show. So she called me out and said I got to say it 5 times. I think it was 5 times.
Oh,
it's more than 5 times. I can't say it. So here we go. Jason Johnson Jr., 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 Jason Johnson Jr.
Yeah. Nailed it, son. You did it.
It's all the breath I got to do it. So 5 times is all I got. So anyway, thank you, Joni, for watching. Thank you to everybody that watches and those who comment. But I like the engagement interaction here.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mine is twofold. It's from the same camp. The shout out is for the dad, Mike Heatherly. Appreciate him supporting our juniors at Greer. I mean, he's been a supporter for a long time, in the area, but this year he gives $50 each points race, along with what the driver wins in the dash, but he also had added $200 to the purse this past points race. Obviously, we didn't get the race, but thank you, Mike Heatherly and his crew. The second part of that is more of an observation. I've kind of been able to watch over on the hill since I'm junior dad these days. Miles was successful in juniors. He quit, did the football thing, and has since then started back racing. Really, some last year, but this year I've really watched him a good bit this year. He's making some good laps. I think his time's coming if he'll stay with it and keep making those laps. Just want to give a shout out to him. Just observation from the hill. He's making good laps, making good decisions to be new to the big car. So big shout out to him as well. But that's all I had on that side of it. We did have some sad news over the last really 2 weeks, I should say. Remember the families of, we'll start with Big John Wiggin, passed away, I don't have dates, but just recently, keep Sean, his son, in your prayers and thoughts. Be very tough to navigate through that. But Big John was always around, such a kind guy, and always he loved being at the racetrack, and he was a competitor. And then Sean stepped in and drove when he got of age and such. But just remember them. Tom, if you want to hit the other one.
Well, Alonzo Moore, I think everybody, man, that's just crazy. I mean, he was one bad dude, and not only that, he was one cool, nice, respectful, just great guy. Eddie Atwood was over here the other day, and we just got talking about him. He said, "Man, I've raced him, ain't never beat him." I'll say I've been fortunate enough to get my butt beat by him, but I've been able to. I used to run him. We had a little run there at Shady Side where I was pretty hot for quite some time, and he was too. And you just tried to avoid that dude and hope you get to the finals and get you some final, runner up or win. Yeah. And when you're running, you just throw the kick you sink out there at him, and sometimes you'd hit, and most of the time you didn't.
He was hot. He raced really everywhere. He was a big part of that Chester group that we talked about the other week. And just looking at some of the comments, obviously we, raced around him and such. But to see who all he's touched, just some of the comments, he was the real deal as far as not just in the car, but outside. And, really, it wasn't just a certain group. He was just a good, solid guy. Super Rod world champion years back. I think several-time track champion. So a winner at every level, but he'd definitely be missed. Chad, was there one that you wanted to?
Yeah, I think we mentioned, or y'all did. I've missed the last few shows, but Larry Stott passed away a few weeks ago, and then unfortunately Harold Stott has passed away. And we know Harold from Greer. Larry, I mean, he supported Greer, but he sort of chased more of the IHRA scene, and then NHRA here recently. But Harold Stott's Ford, they're still a sponsor of the junior class, right? So Stott's junior drivers, but they've always been a staple for Greer, and supporter of Greer. And if it's a class racing, I mean, obviously Dylan sort of cutting his teeth into racing, getting to the stage he got to at Greer. But you mentioning, I mean, even just not in the racing world, but just on our level or local level here where we're at. I know the Tri-Daily Bulletin, a little newspaper here, I mean, they've done an article on them talking about, just the effect that Stott's Ford has on the county, and then Harold himself. So, and so it's tough, I mean, it's tough losing one family member, but then the whole Stott family losing two brothers there within a couple of weeks. That's I don't know how you prepare for that, but that's tough. So just keep the whole family, but specifically Larry and Harold's family, in your prayers and thoughts.
For sure. Yep. We should have started with that and ended on the shout outs to not bring everybody down. Do we want to bring Bruce in and get started with Bruce?
Yeah, I'll be fine then. I guess we can go through the race results for Wilkesboro.
Chad, you had I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got the results here. So I guess Wilkesboro's about the only track here in the area that got to run this past Saturday. So top ET, you got Scotty Johnson. That's not a name that's not the first time we called his name out. Picking up the win over Adam Buchanan. Scotty drives a little Opal. I mean, David Barr had it. Jeff Ballinger had it. Talking about Super Rod world champion. So that car has won a world championship. So and then of course Adam, multi-time Shady Side track champion, tough competitor. So Scotty Johnson picking up the win over Adam Buchanan. I think Bruce put the hex on Adam because Bruce had told him earlier that he wanted him and Adam getting the winner circle together, but still they was able to. But modified Bruce Bikerton picking up the win over Brandon Thompson. Bruce has been mowing them down. I mean, that's a win and a runner-up his last 2 times trips to Wilkesboro. Street just had the one name, John Taylor. He must have run off all the competition. Juniors, Gunner Abernathy. That's a name. He's been running at Shady Side, making his way down. So good little racer there. He picks up the win over Titus Wolf. In the motorcycles, it was Jason Hutchins over Eddie Campbell. Teen racer, we had Luke Hobson over Hunter Buchanan. That's Adam's son. So that camp had a successful weekend up at Wilkesboro.
You ready for Bruce?
Yes, bring him in.
Let's bring him in. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, buddy?
Great. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
You made it look easy this past weekend, Bruce.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear me yet.
You made it look easy this past weekend, Bruce.
I can hear you, Tom, but nobody else.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
y'all go ahead.
No, he said he can only hear you. He can't hear us.
Oh, you can only hear me?
I can hear you and no one else.
Uh-oh. I don't know what we need to do, Rusty.
Bruce, can you hear me? No.
You can't hear Rusty or Chad?
The only person I can hear is you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
Uh-oh.
It's all right.
Start with how long's he been at it racing?
Rusty's asking, how long have you been racing? How long you been at this in the business?
Oh, I raced a little bit when I was young. Not long enough to do any good, but I started back in 2015. I thought it was time to get a car, so I bought my old hot rod to drive on the street a little bit. Of course, the first trip to Shady Side, that was the end of that street driving.
You always been Mopar, or did you run Mopar when you started, or?
I thought everybody had a Mopar. No? Yeah, that's the only way to go, if you ask me.
We done messed around, lost Chad, but there he is.
Ask him what he started out in.
What did you start out in?
When I was young,
Yeah, what kind of car?
I did a lot of pushing back in the days. My buddies had hot rods, and we'd go racing, and I'd have to help push. Back then you couldn't drive them at all; they get hot. So I did more pushing than I did anything else. But I did have a '70 Roadrunner with a 30 over 440 in it for a while. And then
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now,
from
Bruce?
Ohio when I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
Here since then.
Where did the Mopar? Was you born? Was your parents? Was your dad a Mopar man, or was you born and bred at Mopar? Or?
Father was a tool and die maker for General Motors.
Really?
Yes, he was. You know what he drove, though, right? A Chrysler Corporation car. All the yeah. He gave me an old '69 Dart when I was young, and you know how we are. We're dumb and young and dumb. I tore it up. So I said if I ever got smart enough, I'd probably get me one to drive on the street, a nice one, And I did, but it didn't last long on the street.
What is? I see you racing a lot of different tracks. What is your home track? What is your go-to track?
Shady Side's a good place to be.
That's where your number one track is.
But yeah, Shady Side's very nice place to go racing at. Good people, good track. They pay pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to get along. Pretty good competition.
I'm assuming that you play around with the box any and run the box any, or you just solely foot brake?
Well, I did both of them for a while, and I thought I was better in the box than I was in foot braking. But I just had a 30 over 360 in my car for forever. And I couldn't hit the tree for nothing. So I started using the box, you know.
Yeah.
And I got a new motor a little bit ago, and it's made me much more of a driver, I think. The car's fabulous. It's a Darrell Powell prepared car. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good piece.
What you got, Chad?
Can you hear me now, Bruce, by chance? I guess not. I was just on, I mean, I know he's talking about his early days. I mean, I know he moved here from Ohio. I was just going to let him talk a little bit about that if he could.
How say you come from Ohio? How'd you end up here in say you in Gastonia?
Yeah, I live in Gastonia. Well, I came down here on vacation one time, and I met my wife 43 years ago. We've been married 43 years.
Congratulations.
Yep. Big task, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was also, he's talking about his other motor. I was going to make a comment. I mean,
There's a lot of story that goes along with that, but I don't think I'm good enough to tell it.
I was going to let you know there wasn't nothing wrong with his car the way it was before. I mean, he's nice enough to let me drive it and win. And it's something I was going to tell him.
Chad said there wasn't nothing wrong with the way it was before. You was nice enough to let him drive it, and it sure made Chad look good.
Listen, Chad's a tough hombre. Everybody knows it, right? And it was the start of the season, and he didn't have anything to drive. And you know, he's a good guy too. You know.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to let Darrell drive my car in the foot brake class at Shady Side. And I was going to run it in the top.
Yeah.
And another friend of ours has another car, so I said, "Chad's down the car. Can you drive this other car?"
Yeah.
Darrell driving Adam's car. He said, "Yeah." When Chad got in my car, I said, "Oh boy, I'm gonna lose some friends over this." What you go 16 laps, Chad, without getting beat? Made me look bad. So I said, "Boy, you better step your game up. This is a winning car. You've been losing." So Chad's tough, and he could drive anything and do good in it.
I don't know, Bruce. You can't hear me, I'm assuming.
No, apparently not.
Ask him. The Ivesters have played. I feel like they've played a role in his.
Has the Ivesters played a role in any of your racing? I noticed y'all park there together a lot.
Listen, Philip Ivester's been good to me. I bought that car, and when I first moved down here, I went to Shuffletown. And I was standing over at Shuffletown. It took me forever to find Shuffletown. I mean, I didn't know how to get around or anything. You know, when you're new somewhere, I kept asking, where's the racetrack? So it's over here. Well, it took me forever to find over here. So I got over there probably a week or two before the place closed up for good. And Philip pulled that unit of his in. My Lord, my Lord. I said, that man right there has got it in spades.
Oh, yeah.
So I followed him around a little bit over there. And they were real busy. Robert Hamrick was with them, and they were ready to get on. You know what I mean? They weren't playing around. But Philip had the unit. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, it was beautiful. So when I got my car, it's many years later when I got my car, I tried to get back in contact with him because I knew he was the man, right? And it took me forever to get back in contact with him. But he said, go over to the track and do this. And the car picked up, Call me on the phone. I called him on the phone. He said, all right, the next time you go back, do this. And I did. The car picked up again. When you going back again? I said, Thursday. He said, I'll be there. And we've been the best of friends ever since. Philip's a very, very good man, and he was the man at one time around here. I know he was. Him and Robert Hamrick were tougher than tough could be.
Now we've lost Tom.
We lost Tom. Can you hear us, Bruce?
I wish I could hear y'all.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
This ain't good. Oh, man.
And I'm back. I went out.
I can't hear you now, Tom.
Uh-oh.
You hear us?
I don't know what So he can't hear nobody.
Don't sound like it.
Don't
Right.
sound-
Well, we might have to get him back in here on another time and maybe see what I don't know what to do.
I can't hear anybody.
We got something coming.
Just shoot him a text message and let him know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna I don't know what to do, Chad.
Well, I mean, if he can't hear us, we gotta.
Yeah. We're gonna have to move on. I'll send you a text, but I appreciate you being on, buddy. Thank you. You there, man?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to move on. I don't know why we're having so much trouble.
I hope John's.
Hope we don't have no trouble with John. Well, I guess let's bring John in and
Pray.
first message. We'll just bring
Looking for reliable auto parts that won't let you down? Come to McCarty Auto Parts at 1118 Altamaha Road in Hazelhurst, Georgia. From brakes and batteries to engine parts and everything in between, we carry a huge selection to get your car, truck, or SUV back on the road fast. Our team knows cars, trucks, and engines inside and out, and we're here to help you find exactly what you need. No guessing, no hassle. Need a part right away? We've got you covered with fast, friendly service every single time. Call us today at 912-375-2675 or stop by McCarty Auto Parts. Quality service and reliability you can count on.
Hey, John.
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody?
Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Could you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. Good.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you got a lot of history within the sport, and it doesn't start as a track owner by no means. Take us back to New York.
How far back?
Well, just when you come in contact with the racetrack or with drag racing in general.
Pretty much like my late years in high school, senior in high school, we did a lot of street racing and stuff like that. But I actually started bracket racing right out of high school in 1981. I built a car up the Northeast. They called it, heavy, which was like a foot brake class.
Right.
And we started with that, early on. And probably a couple years later, I built a Super Pro car, which is top eliminator down here. I was one of the first people actually to have a delay box back in those days. There was a guy named Bob's Products. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him back in the day, but it was a Bob's delay box company. It had a little 9-volt battery on the top of it, and it was pretty interesting. But that was back, with Sam Biondo, who kind of invented all that stuff. I used to race with him, and it was a lot of fun. Did a lot of racing for years and years and years, and then wound up getting a rear engine dragster probably in the late 80s with a small block. Then I put a big block in it, and then I just had this need for to get something fast. And back in those days, there was no pro modified. Back in those days, it was more of like Top Sportsman, and kind of paying attention to Tommy Mooney and Scotty Cannon and all them guys. I was just so intrigued by that stuff. And my home track was Englishtown, so they had a series up there. It was called the United States Super Circuit, where Ronnie Sox, Charles Carpenter, Adi, Johnny Rocca, a bunch of them guys would run this. They would run. It was nitrous cars, blower cars. Everything was combined. I said, man, that is just the first time I seen them guys. I was like, man, that is really cool. So they wound up starting a small pro mod association, which was called the Northeast Pro Modified Association. A bunch of guys in Long Island had started that. I didn't live in Long Island. I lived on the other side of the bridge, you could say. I lived on the other side of the water, more heading towards upstate. So I wound up building a car in '92 to run that. It was a Lumina 632 with a power glide. And we ran that for a couple years. And then I just had this urge. I wanted to go pro mod racing. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. So I wound up partnering with an older gentleman that was really knowledgeable. And I actually wound up buying Ricky Smith had the first, I don't know if you guys remember, but the first 63 Corvette that was built, it was blue. It was built for Ricky Smith by Jerry Haas. Jerry Haas built two of them. He built a comp car for himself to run A-Altered, and he built a pro mod car for Ricky. And I was reading one of Betty White's papers, and it was great. I believe it was Grassroots Racing, or one of those was the name of the paper. And it was a picture of that thing at Farmington, and Ricky had won the race, a quick 8 race up there. I was like, oh my God. And 63 Corvette is like my favorite car. I gotta have one of these things. So I called Jerry Haas, and he's like, there's like a 3-year wait to get a car from him back in those days. He said, but you may want to call Ricky. He may be interested in selling that car. Because Ricky had just signed a deal, I believe, to go race a pro stock car with the Maskins or one of those back in those days. So I wound up purchasing that car, and me and this other gentleman wound up becoming partners. So he supplied the motors, and I owned the car and truck and trailer and stuff. So we decided to go pro mod racing. And the funny part about it was I never drove a race car with a clutch or none of that, and this thing had a Lenko in it. And I was like kind of overwhelmed when I looked at it. I was like, man, what did I get myself into? So Ricky agreed to go testing with me one day before I bought it. He had a match race at Englishtown on a Wednesday night, back when they used to have those big nights of fire and all that kind of stuff. So he said, if you let me keep the car for this match race, he goes, we'll put your drivetrain in the next day and we'll go test it with you. So I said, man, this is a no-brainer. I got the best guy in the business going to help me out. So sure enough, we went to Ackledge Radway the next day, and we tore his drivetrain out. We put my drivetrain in, and off we went. We went testing. So he's like, so who's going to drive? And I was like, man, I'm going to look like an idiot in front of this guy. So why don't you drive? So sure enough, he wound up driving, and it ran pretty good. I forgot what we went back. It was quarter mile. I think we went like 670 or something like that. And the funniest part was, like, the following week, I get a phone call from Englishtown, and they're going to have what back in those days it was Crazy Eddie Night at Thrills, I think it was. And they're like, we understand you bought that car from Ricky. Would you be interested in coming doing this match race? I'm like, I haven't even driven this thing yet, right? And I'm like, that kind of sounds kind of interesting. And they said, I forgot what it was, $500, $1,000 a run. I forgot what they were going to pay me. So it was 2 weeks away. So me and a couple of my friends and my partner loaded this thing up and went to Lebanon Valley so I could learn how to drive. So the first run I make, I go out there, I do the burnout, I back up. I said, man, I got through the burnout. That's pretty good. Didn't tear the clutch out of it. Nothing, didn't throw the rods out of it. So I made the first run, and I went like 73 or something like that. So we were all pretty happy with it. I was like, man, that's not bad. So we made a couple runs. So we wind up going to that night of thrills. And the funny part about it is the night Ricky ran it a couple weeks before that, Ricky had gone 48, which was a track record there. That was the fastest a nitrous car has ever been at Englishtown. That was fast back then. We only had 598s. We had 598s with two systems back then. That's all they had. Right. So, and that was quarter mile racing. So we're out there and we make a shakedown run, and my partner, who was very, very knowledgeable nitrous guy, he's like, man, we need to leave on the fogger, forget about that spray bar, and I'm going to change the timers. When he gets in there and he starts changing everything in this thing. And I'm like, man, what is going to happen when I let the clutch out? It's going to knock the windows out of it, knock the hood scoop off. Well, I let the clutch out, and I go 46.
Woo. Oh, yes, sir.
The place was crazy. The place went nuts. I go 46 out there. So we wound up really, really going fast. And so at the end of the night, the following weekend was IHRA Darlington was the race. And we get back to the trail, and of course, we're all pumped up, and I'm a kid, and I'm having a blast, on top of the world. And my partner was like, we really need to go to this IHRA race. And I'm like, man, I ain't ready to go to IHRA race. And Tommy Gray walks over to me, and Tommy goes, if I was you, I'd load that thing in the trailer, and I'd be on my way to Darlington now. So at the race, two of my friends, both named Michael, actually, Michael Galfaro and Michael Kaufman, they load up the stuff and off they go to Darlington. So we go out there and we qualified like middle of the pack. And that year, Tommy Mooney and Shannon Jenkins were tied for points going for a world championship. So whoever went further would be the champ. So I'm in the semis, and I got to race Tommy, and Shannon had to race, I think either Quayne Stott or Ed Hoover. And I wind up taking out Tommy in the semis, and I felt horrible. I mean, I felt horrible. I mean, it was like the worst. I was super excited at the finish line, but then I'm saying to myself, wow, this guy's like one of my legends, And but anyway, Shannon wound up winning the race and winning the championship that year. And Tommy and I have been great friends ever since, And he is by far definitely one of the greatest people I've ever met as far as drag racing. And he's a fabulous racer and a great individual. But then I just went on after that. We ran Pro Mod for a couple years, and then in 2000, I decided to go pro stock racing, Mountain Motor Pro Stock racing. And we ran Mountain Motor Pro Stock from 2000 to 2010. And then in 2010, I decided to go Pro Mod racing again and attempted to run Pro Mod and Pro Stock at the same time, at the same event. And qualified both cars, by the way. But it just became too much. And then business kind of got busy and got in the way a little bit. So we kind of sat on the side for a couple of years. And Cecil County, Jim Halsey's place, wound up doing a really good series. And that Outlaw 10.5 stuff I thought was really cool. It was just the start of that. And that's when the cars had firewalls, frame rails. So I actually wound up building a 10.5 car, which is actually the last car that Don Ness built before he died.
Is that the Chevy too?
Yes.
I love.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I told Tom today. I said that's beautiful. That car was beautiful.
I still have it. I still have that car.
Okay.
And we ran that for a couple of years, and then the rules I got beat up by the rules because when they allowed the cars to get light and more carbon and move the motors, the car really isn't as competitive as the stuff is today. I mean, I can still go low 4.0s with it, but I can't go 380s or 390s. So I did that for a while. And then we went back pro stock racing for a couple years, which was kind of interesting. And then how I got to Union, which brings me to my story of Union here, is in 2017, I think it was, Aruba, the race team Aruba, they have a pro stock car. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
Yeah.
Well, their shop is in Union, and not many people know that.
Oh,
but their race shop is in Union. It's a mile from the racetrack. So
okay.
I went to work for them guys. I was working on the car, and I drove it for 5 races. And they used to tell me about the racetrack here all the time. We got a racetrack in Union, and yeah, and so on and so forth.
Hey, so, John, Tommy's chiming in here. He said you're his. I was going to stop you when you were talking. I said Mooney watches a good little bit. I figured he's watching tonight. So that's cool.
That's a great guy right there. They don't come no better than Tommy. That's a great individual. So so what happened was I had a friend from the Northeast, which you guys may know. His name was Jim Harrington, who was a phenomenal foot brake racer.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jim and I were best of friends growing up, and we raced together forever. And we always had a goof that someday we would own a racetrack. And then we said, Bartunek, you need to buy this racetrack and I'll run it. And that was always, always the joke. Well, he actually wound up moving to the Carolinas because he had a drag racing school.
Yeah. Yep.
And every time a racetrack down here came up for sale, he would call me. You need to go look at this racetrack. You need to go look at this racetrack. So Mike Baker from IHRA, we were all kind of friendly. And when I wound up retiring in 2019 and moved to North Carolina, Mike Baker recalled me and he said, we had known, Jim had passed away since then. And Mike says, you still interested in buying a racetrack? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And Wilkesboro was for sale. So me and my wife went up to Wilkesboro. We looked at that, and the place had a lot of charm. We wound up meeting the guy. I think his name was Phil, the owner of the place. Nice old guy. He was really nice. And my wife really liked the place because of the charm. It's in the mountain, the whole deal. And we went back like twice, and we looked at it. And then I was like, man, the only problem with this place is, it's a great place. But, man, I don't know if I could run something like, 220 miles an hour on the 8th mile here. and that kind of scared me, because I have plans originally, I'm going to come back racing. I want to come back racing. I want to be able to test my own stuff. So we kind of backed out of the deal and we kind of forgot about it. And like a year goes by, and once again, Mike calls me. He goes, "Hey, you know what's for sale? You ever hear of Union?" So I told him a story about Aruba. I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You need to go down there and take a look at it." Well, sure enough, that's how I wound up coming here. I came down here, met with the owner. Tony was running the track at that time, and made the deal, and here I am today.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
Going back to you talking about the Chevy too and stuff. A little birdie told me you had quite a collection of cars. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. I got so as far as the race cars go, the Gear Jammer stuff really, really turned me on when I had them down here. So, and Stacy Hall was actually here that day, and him and I were talking. We're sitting on the wall, and Stacy's like, "Man, ain't this great?" I said, "These things are awesome," because I never seen this stuff. I said, "This is really cool." It's like, comp cars, super stock cars, and I love that stuff. High, 10,000 RPMs. So Stacy was like, "Man, I'd really like to get one of these things." So I said, "Why don't we find one?" I said, "Let's find one, put one together, and you can drive it, and we'll have some fun." So I didn't think I don't think he thought I was serious at first. So I called him a couple weeks later. I was like, "So did you find a car yet?" He's like, "You were serious?" I said, "Yeah, let's do this. I think this could be a lot of fun." So there was a gentleman, his name was Jerry. Oh man, I can't think of his name now. He was an older guy, but he had a Pontiac Grand Prix Superstock car.
Jerry Jennings.
Jerry Jennings, right. So Stacy says, "This guy's got this car, Gene's done the motor in it, and it's really good, and this, that, and the other thing. And this is the car we need to go get. It's got all the good parts." I said, "All right, if that's what you think we need to do, go get it." So Stacy goes and gets the car, has the car brought to his house, and I go down there, and it's kind of a wreck. I mean, it was sitting in a barn outside for like 12 years. It wasn't up to the kind of stuff that I like. So I wound up gutting the thing and having like a restoration done on it. So we did a rotisserie restoration on it, upside down, inside, had the chassis updated. It's all painted now. It's 100% back together. It's wired, plumbed. I'm waiting for the engine from Stace. But in the meantime, I wound up getting a super modified car there was a guy named Keener. It was a Checkmate. It was an A Super Mod. They were on the West Coast, a white Cobalt, which I wound up getting and wound up putting like a 410-inch small block in it. And we were going to run that car. I did the same thing. I had that car painted. And I've run that car a couple times here, which is kind of cool, and that's fun. So hopefully someday we're going to get a chance to run those, But I do have the Chevy 2, which, I ran in Outlaw 10.5. And I have I think Chad might have even seen it. I have a black Malibu. Did you see that car, Chad, my black Malibu? I have a black Malibu. It's all steel with a big block. We used to race that car on the street in New York. That was like one of my first race cars. And I still have that car today. And it sat for like 20 years, and I wound up redoing it for my daughter. My daughter raced it for a couple years, and she now has children and stuff. So I wound up bringing it down here, and I bracket raced it a little bit. We had some fun with it, But that's kind of the race car situation we got. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Chad, what you got for him or Tom?
Well, I guess I'm surprised, John. I didn't know your story. I'm glad you're sharing it. I associated you more with the Mountain Motor Pro Stock, but it sounds like you actually done more pro mod racing than the Mountain Motor racing.
Well, I mean, as far as years go, I probably raced pro stock maybe. No, they're about the same, I would say. But the thing with the pro mod car is just we had so many more places to race it. That was why in like 2010 why I went back, because back home. Jimmy has a series at his track. It was just so hard to go race pro stock unless you ran national event stuff. The pro mod stuff was just so much more appealing to me at that time, which it still today is. It is absolutely the class. There's nothing like a pro mod car.
Really?
I got to run across an accident you had in, I guess, '09. Um, at what point is during this picture here, is this before, during, or after you pooped in your pants? That's all I got to know.
You know, that was an interesting deal right there. I'm glad to still be here after that one. It's got a lot of publicity through the years. You know, if you ever Googled and watched the run was your typical right down Broadway. You know, I mean, all the gears, put the parachute out, and next thing you're in trouble, and you don't even know it. What had happened is the parachutes fell out of the bags and fell straight down, went through the crossbar on the wheelie bars, hit the ground, and then blossomed behind the wheelie bars, and it picked the back of the car up. We do have some slow footage of it that showed what happened. But yeah, thank God, you know, I walked away from that one, and I'm still here to talk about it. Thank God.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like you said, it was on a good lap, and just.
Yeah.
But
yeah, unfortunately, that happens a lot in these things.
Yeah.
Talking about your pro mod, I mean, is nitrous the only thing you ever fooled with? Did you ever
Yeah.
deal with blowers or?
No, I never driven a blower car. I've never driven a turbo car. I've never driven a Pro Charger. None of that stuff. Everything I've ever done was always nitrous, unless obviously Pro Stock naturally aspirated. The Pro Charger stuff that's kind of interesting. I really like the way that deal is. But just to me, if, you know, pro mod racing was always nitrous, I mean, that to me was the way it always was. And that's just
unfortunately nowadays it seems like nitrous is on the way out, and
it is.
Everything else is sort of taking over.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you still have PDRA that has pro nitrous. It's hard to get the parity of classes correct. You know, when you have a blower car or a Pro Charger car that makes 5,000 horsepower, I mean, it's hard to get there with nitrous. You know, you're not gonna get there with nitrous. So I mean, there is such an advantage. It's hard to make the cars compatible to one another in a deal like that. So I guess that's the reason, you know, why they split the class in PDRA, which was a great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Any desire to run any of that anymore? I mean, are we done driving? I mean, does the fast?
No, we're not. I was actually I was actually coming back with a Mount Motor Pro Stock car.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't.
I was gonna race the Triple Crown in September. We're finishing the car up now, and that was my plan, to come back and race Mountain Motor Pro Stock again with another gentleman, another friend of mine. I was really looking forward to it. I mean, we've been talking about it for a couple of years, and finally opportunity came around, and IHRA did this deal that looked really, really inviting. We don't really know, you know, where is it going to go from here? Is IHRA going to be around next year? I mean, I'm sure you guys want to ask that question, and everybody wants to know. I know as much as you guys do. Pretty much the internet knows more than all of us.
Yeah.
But I mean, until something comes about, I'm just curious to see where it goes, because, you know, if you got a Mountain Motor Pro Stock car right now, you have nowhere to go. I mean, that was the only place you can go. You know, Pro Modify, you could do quick 8 races. They got associations. You got NHRA. You know, you got some other stuff. But Mountain Motor Pro Stock, there's nowhere to go right now. So I hope something comes out for these guys, because they're a really, really good bunch of guys. I really like racing with them guys, and some of my best friends are still, you know, they still Mountain Motor Pro Stock guys. I really have a tight-knit group over there, people that I really enjoy being with.
It was cool whenever it started back. You started seeing those names that we had seen, me growing up, you know, earlier, and then getting older, and you see those guys that were at it forever, you know, and you were one of those guys, but now we're back, really home, I should say. They're back home and where they love to be, and then just hopefully, you know, like you said, you don't really know what's going to happen.
No, I mean, it's a great class. In the worst, I mean, it really got a lot of attention. I mean, they had 20 some odd cars at every race. That's a great deal to see that many cars. Puts on a great show. I really hope to see them guys, put something together, or some kind of another association, or if NHRA does something again, they may take them. They may take them back. I don't know what the flowing out of it was. If everyone just decided to go to IHRA or not, I really don't know the whole part.
Right.
The whole part of that, but it'd be interesting to see something happen.
For sure. Yeah, you had them. You had a group there. What, last year before last?
Yeah, year before last. Yeah.
That was neat to see that.
It's a shame because we promoted it pretty good, and we were supposed to have a lot, but it wound up falling real close. A lot of guys were in points, and they didn't want to. They had 26 runs on their engines, and they didn't want to wear the engines out for their points races. So it kind of was just at the wrong time of the year for that. You either got to catch them early on or at the end of the year when they're ready to, call it quits or something like that. But hopefully, maybe in the future we could do something. I hope. You know.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like transitioning more into the union, and now we come over there. I guess it was 2 points races ago. Me and my dad come over there. I thought it was really, really cool to see. Your wife's working there, taking up money, and just to me, it's a close knit group. You guys, every one of you worked. Brian worked there on the starting line. Everybody had their role, and it really looked neat, like what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'm really super. I can't tell you how impressed I am. How with everybody. Everyone with with Lauren and Justin, how much they do for me. Lauren coming back to do the computer. She's been here since the place opened, and her coming back to be with us. And the job that she does is amazing. And she takes the time. She does the points. She really adds to the game. Justin, Justin's like my right hand. He's here at nighttime. He does things when I'm home. Steve Logan, I can't say enough about that guy. The job that he does. You can look at all the announcers that are out there, whether it be Ryan Hart, Brian Lones, Tucci, Lewis Bloom. He's second to none. He's just as good as all of them, if not better than most of them. He's very knowledgeable. He's got the voice, and he knows how to run a race. He looks out the window. He knows when the lanes. I know sometimes everyone thinks that we're trying to rush something. We're not trying to rush anything. We just want to get the race done. I feel that the racers want to get it over and go home. And if you keep dragging it out, I don't want my help out there. In 95 degrees for 18 hours. If we can get the thing done, if we can shave it half hour here, an hour here, without making guys rush. I definitely don't want to see someone rush, and I want to see everyone be safe. I don't want to see any problems. But, Steve's on it. He'll call me. He'll say, I'm calling the next class. Justin or if Justin's in the lanes, call the next class. Brian Butler has been sent from heaven because I've never seen anybody that works as hard as that guy does. He doesn't stop. He's nonstop. The whole, we got to drag him off the starting line and get him to go take a break.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. And then he'll be like, I'm gonna go take a break. And like 2 minutes later, I turn around and he's back. I'm like, I'm good. I had a piece of pizza. I'm all right. And he wants to be back over there. But we have 13 people on the ground on race day, and another thing that as far as people go, the doctormans, Lori sings the national anthem, Doug, her husband, they're a big part of the keep the wheels turning over here. They do a lot for me, behind the scenes all the time. He's here right now up in the attic working on the air conditioner. That's the way he is, Yeah. If I have a problem, we had a problem with the FM transmitter. I'm like, Doc, you got to come over here. So, he is, him and his wife have been definitely a big part of this whole thing, which makes it really fun, actually. When I come here, I enjoy being with all these guys. And now that I'm here a lot, on race weeks, I redid the tower. I don't know if you got when you were here last, but I tore the tower apart and I actually built living quarters up here. I put a kitchen in, bathrooms with a shower, bedrooms. So Logan, he travels like almost 4 hours, so he could stay here. I built a room for me and my wife because we stay here for the weekend. So it's kind of cool, you know. It really, really is, and I'm having a good time doing all this stuff. I really am.
Well, and I know you're praising your help, but you don't need to take a back seat to anybody because you work your butt off too. From what I could, when we
Well,
were there last.
I don't think anyone should have to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I think that's the way it should be. I mean, on race day, I'm a little bit more lax. You know, I'm not on the. You know, I'm more. You know, people always used to say to me all the time, "What, are you mad?" I'm like, "No, I'm not mad. It's, when I'm here, I want to make sure everything's right. You know, I try making sure, you know, the track is safe. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I never get on anyone about anything, but I like seeing everything get run correctly. I like seeing the place be clean and neat. I don't, you know, it's a big thing to me. So, you know, at the end of the race day, you know, I'm up 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. I'm the guys cleaning the bathrooms over there, getting everyone ready for Saturday after a Friday night, you know? So, I like it. I like it being the best I can get it. And I really don't feel that I have to make someone do something I can do myself. That's the easiest way for me to say it.
That's cool. Chad, what you got?
Well, I was going to hit a little bit on. I mean, obviously, when you first started, you was more of the owner and had Tony, you know, managing. I mean, now that you've taken on, you know, a lot or more, all of the managing, is there something that you learned or something that surprised you that you hadn't thought about that you've had to adapt to, or was you pretty well good to go?
Well, I mean, Tony did a great job. You know, no doubt, he did a great job. You know, there's just things that I look at a little bit differently, I should say, than he did. Not a whole lot. Like I said, he did a great job. My biggest savior is my wife. My wife does a lot. You know, she's the one that made me do this, but but she deserves her work along with me. But she does a lot behind the scenes for me, and you know, her being here on. You know, she leaves work early on Fridays to be here at the gate on Friday night to help out, which we have a great girl at the gate. But, you know, Liz is like me. She's like, you know, I don't want to, you know, I could be here to help her if I could be here. And same with Saturdays when, you know, it's real hot out there. And, you know, you come to first or second round, she don't need to be here. And, you know, Liz was like, I'll take over from here. And, you know, she's been a huge part of this whole thing. And I really appreciate it. I really love the fact that she's here because, you know, in the years past, you know, I would be here by myself. She'd come down every so often. This isn't really her gig, but now she's really, you know, she's really in, you know, she seems like she's into it and she has a good time when she's here. And I love the fact that she's here to help, which is a big part, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
Is there any similarities to owning a track versus running a pro mod team, Mountain Motor Pro Stock? Any similarities?
You know, the funny part is I try to make the racetrack the way when I was racing, driving around the country racing, when I pulled into a place, what I wanted to see. I liked seeing something that was kind of clean and neat. Bathrooms are clean and neat. It was ran in some kind of good fashion, time-wise. You know, people were friendly, you know, which sometimes is hard to be. And now being an owner and being on the other side of that and seeing the way you get treated sometimes, but, you know, I'm very fortunate down here. I mean, everyone that comes here, I'm really glad with the people that come here. I don't have any problems with anybody. All the racers are really good people. The racers are really helpful. I mean, Chip Henderson, I talk to him a lot. He's another one that's a big part of this deal. He helps me, you know, anytime I have a question, he's like my go-to guy. I mean, I have people that come over to me at the end of the race and say, hey, if you're ever down here during the week and you need a hand, give me a call. I live up the street or something. So it's kind of interesting how it came towards me, you know, really enjoying being here.
That's cool. Yeah. Cool. You're talking about doing work there in the tower and making living quarters there. Not putting you on the spot by any means, but do you have a vision down the road to do more with the facility? Don't take me wrong. I love what you got.
No, you're 100%. You know, I'll back up a little bit for a second. I don't want to ramble on, but I'll back up to when I bought it. When I bought the place, the first race I came to here was a Friday night. And I'm standing in the tower, and I got here, it was about 7:30 at night. And we're running, and the lights are on. And I'm looking down the track, and I was like, did the lights just flicker? I was like, did I just see that right? I just drove like 3 hours. I'm like, did I just see that? So I said to Lauren, I said, did the lights just flicker? And she's like, oh, yeah, that does that all the time. I'm like, what? And she's like, oh, yeah. She goes, that happens all the time. So I'm saying to myself, well, let me go down to the fuse box. Let me see what's going on, right? I go walking down there, and there's a fan blowing on the fuse box. So the circuit breaker wouldn't break with the lights on the tower because they were overheating the breaker.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh, boy. So I have a really good friend of mine. Is John Benoit. He's a top sportsman racer, and he's probably one of the best electricians you could ever meet in your life. I pick up the phone, and I call John. I'm like, hey, I said, let me ask you a question. Think we should have a fan blowing on this circuit breaker down here? He's like, what? He's like, I'll be there tomorrow. So he lives in Vermont. So sure enough, Sunday morning, because he has a house by me in Denver. He flew here. We came here, and he's like, we got to shut this place down. He goes, it's like ready to burn to the ground. So I don't think we raced for like 3 weeks, and he flew a crew of guys in here who lived in town in Union for like 10 days, and they rewired all the buildings. And then we got a lift. They redid all the lights, and that was a huge thing. We had to bring a different service in, and we changed all the service and stuff, and that was like the start of it. And then it just slowly balloons from there. But back to your question, yeah, there is things that I would love to do, and everything takes time. And another problem is getting people to do anything. It's really tough to get people to work down here. I mean, there's some stuff that I want to do in the staging lanes and some asphalt work we want to do, and just getting people to come. They'll come, they'll look at it, and you'll never hear from them again. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what the future brings. But we've been kind of working on. I just this over this winter after I redid the tower, I don't know if you guys were here, but I redid the public bathrooms out there. I tore them apart and redid all that stuff. And yeah, so I mean, we're trying to make it the best we can.
For sure. Yeah.
Is it tough to? I mean, I don't know your financial situation with your racing teams, but I mean, is it sort of similar? I mean, getting funding for your racing teams, getting funding for your ownership. I mean, does any of that correlate with like people you've dealt with in the past, or?
Yeah, I mean, in the early days of racing, it was much easier to get. The biggest thing we used to get was product. Product was big. It was hard to get money, but product was easy back in those days. When we ran Pro Modified and Pro Stock, I mean, getting tires, ignition parts, all that kind of stuff. Even in like a national event, if you were racing in a national event, you could walk over to the MSD trailer and say, hey, man, I got it. Back then we ran digital 7s in the Pro Mod and Pro Stock. And you'd walk over to Joe Pando over at MSD, and he'd just hand you one. Here you go. You know what I mean? You sign a ticket, and off you would go. And tires were the same thing. We ran Goodyears in the early days before we started running Hoosiers. And it was the same thing. You could walk over and, sign a ticket, and they give you a set of tires. But like these days, it's hard. It's hard to get money. It's hard to get sponsorship money. I'm really, really excited. I mean, as you guys know about that Friday Night Fights thing, my friend, one of my really good friends, close people in New York, has a body shop that used to work with me. I had an auto repair shop. And one of my friends is the one that does that Friday Night Fights things. He's the one that puts the 500 on top, which I thought was kind of a cool thing, to get that, do a deal like that. And, we're constantly always looking to get something to make the race better. And, it's just so hard, it's so hard to get sponsorship stuff these days. It just, because it's been used up. And, and especially like down here in Union, the Union's been used up. There's very, very few businesses down here. There's one Napa store, there's an Advanced Auto Parts. They've been beat to death for the years of racers and everything that's down in this way. So it would be great. It'd be great to have a nice series sponsor like Mission Foods or something, That would be great.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, we appreciate, like I said, what you do, man. You've done a great job. Is this the week that the $7,500 chip gets pulled?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I can't. It's
If
exciting.
I
man.
was you, I would
cool.
just go ahead and say it's a done deal. You heard it right.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
great.
There's another trick up my sleeve coming. Don't worry. Sooner or later, we got another trick up my sleeve. But no, I think that was a really good thing, and that goes back to, again, that whole deal there. That's on me. That was me being a racer. I listen to a lot of people talk about the cost of racing, which is out of sight for anybody. With fuel being $5 a gallon and everything, it's hard for a guy to go racing. But a guy that can go racing, that can go race for some money to win, I thought would be a great thing, And the little bit that the gate went up, that the entry fee is for the turnout for what you get paid, is great. You can't knock it.
Yeah.
And even at the 50 cars, the $5,000, if they pick the chip for 7,500, I mean, yeah, does it cost some money? Yeah, it does. But man, it's exciting. And I feel that being a racer, I love giving. People may not think so, but obviously, we're not doing this to get rich. We're doing this because I love this sport. I really do. And I love seeing people have a good time in this sport. When it's so exciting to watch somebody win a race, especially when they win a race for $5,000, $7,500, $10,000. That's going to be amazing. That's just an amazing thing. But I just, that to me is what keeps it going. Just the excitement of the whole thing, and it's like, actually Paul Mosley, he's picked the chip twice, and actually he'll probably have to pick the other one because of the rain out. I don't know how we're going to do that. But every time he goes in that ad, I'm like, "Are you feeling lucky?" He's like, "Let me just feel that shit before I put it in there." But I think it's kind of cool. I think that was kind of a neat thing, and it definitely helped our car count. I mean, I hope that the people are coming here because they see that the facility is ran correctly. They're not just coming here because, hey, these guys are racing $5,000. I hope they're coming here to support us for another reason. And the fact that we did it, the one race a month. We got 2 races in this month. And the only reason why is because, we do that 470 with Donnie and those dates he gave us. But, I did the 1 race a month for the same reason of not wanting to wear out the people that work here, being here every week. These people have regular jobs. We got, like I said, we got 13 people. And these people work a regular job. So it's hard to get people to tie up their weekends to come sit in 95 degrees. You almost got to be stupid to do it sometimes, but they must love it. They must love it as much as I do. So I mean, that's pretty much a great deal. That they do that. But as far as the $7,500 chip, when that gets drawn, that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I think that's going to be a great thing. I'd love to see the 75 cars for the 100. I think that would be super exciting, and I just think that being able to give back where these guys come and say, you know what, it's $100 to enter. It was $90 to race for 3,000 or whatever it was in the years past. I was like, it's $100. You buy, obviously, if you lose first round, you buy back or second round, whatever it may be. I mean, you really can't beat it, and I think it was a great thing to do. I just think it was a great idea. So we'll stick with it for now.
It's definitely created buzz for sure. I mean, that's the cool. Yeah, for sure. And the Friday night fights. Me and Chad and Tom have talked about that. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to top that 30 car count.
For sure.
Friday,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be. I think and again, that's what I was getting at before about the racers traveling. I mean, where can you leave your house and race for 2 days? It's $50 to race for Friday night, which it's usually it's been around $2,000 to win, depending on the amount of cars. But I mean, and then race for 5,000. Pretty much, we always hit the bonus every race, so you're pretty much racing for like $7,000 2 day, Friday night and Saturday, and if you live close, you're an hour and a half from your house. You're not gone for half a week, traveling, and you're home on Sunday. I mean, that's a great. I think that's a great thing,
Yeah, for sure. Tom, what you got for him?
I'm ready for him to just make it official and just let it be 7,500.
He said he can't do that.
I like the way you say that. I like the way you say that.
You'll probably have
the odds are getting better. The odds are getting better. So
yeah,
how you feel? You feel lucky. That's the big thing.
That's right.
The odds are getting better. Who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll get. Well, we had 70. I think we had 70. We had 78. I think when Steve did his count, he said we had 73, but we had 78 that one week. So we went over the 75. I think it was 2 races ago. So if we can do that again, and draw for 10, I mean, the chips are dwindling away. So the 10's going to go into a small count there.
Paul's asking how many chips are left.
Well, however many races, what's there? 4 races left, right? 4 races, so there'll be 4 $5,000 chips.
Yep.
And there'll be if we have 50 over 50, if we have 50 cars, the 7,500 will go in. If we have 7,500 cars, the 10,000 goes in. So it's getting better and better. And every race, what we've been doing, obviously, you guys know, every race, when you pick the chip out, it stays out, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's why it just keeps getting better and better, So it'd be interesting. Paul wants to pick that thing. Maybe Hank wants to pick that thing.
Yeah.
He just said, "Let me draw." I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Boy, he is funny. Yeah. We got a
John. Thank you for being on with us. We've really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people knew you and that race with you local, and maybe some of them that race with you local didn't know completely all about you, but I've learned a lot about you this evening, and it's really cool, man. We appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you very much. Let me tell my story.
Right. Well, we've always tried to, do the results at Union and stuff, and kind of spread that around with different tracks in the area. So as we've grown, as a show. So
you guys are doing an awesome job.
Thank you much. Well, hopefully we'll see you Friday evening. Chad, do you have anything else for him?
Well, I mean, I was going to say, I know a lot of the focus has been on your top bulb class, but even your bottom bulb class, respectable payout, good racers, your bots and sportsman class, as well as your juniors. So it seems like a lot of things are going well for you at Union. And as a racer, I'm glad to see your love and support for this sport. And then, also you see it from both sides as the owner and a former racer as well. So that my hat's off to you for that. So
right. I appreciate it. Well, hopefully things will get better and we'll keep on going.
That's right. Yes, thank you, bud. We'll see you Friday.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, John.
That was
pretty good.
That was a good show.
I hate Bruce. We was having difficulty there, but we'll make it up to him somehow.
Yeah, get him back on sometime.
I hope our northern affiliate Tom Paulette was tuning in. He ought to have been able to chime in there with.
Yeah, he was in there.
Yeah, Tom was popping up with several of those. That Ricky Edders had said that he had never heard John talk that much, and then I seen Dan Ferguson. That was cool. Thanks him for the words, and then Paul was chiming in about the golden ticket. So, and others, I'm trying to catch a lot of those that was posted up there. But man, that was a good show for sure.
And there's still a lot more information there to talk about too that that we didn't get into.
Well, Tom told me, he said we could do a part 2 probably with John. I said, yeah, probably could. So usually we do our upcoming events. Obviously, we know Greer will test and tune tomorrow night, so Hank don't get mad at us for not mentioning him. And
do you think he tuned in tonight? I assume he must took his wife out for like the early bird special, blue plate special to get back time to watch the show.
I wonder if he made her their anniversary date when they got done eating, if they had to sit and watch the show.
Well, they probably took her out to something fine, fancy place like Golden Corral or something.
Oh yeah,
got her back time to watch the show.
He said, "Babe, get whatever you want."
It's on him. It's
on me.
He's probably cuddled up on the couch, laid up in his arms, watching the show.
He's like, "Hey, babe, if you want filet mignon, get it. Go ahead. I mean,
if you want dessert, they get it. It's anything you want."
Out back at 5 o'clock. Oh man. Did y'all get a blooming onion, Hank? That's what I want to know.
They probably.
I know. I talked to him last night. He was going through the drive-thru. He was getting him a quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's, and he got him apple pie too. He said no.
No blooming onion. Well,
Greer bracket races this Saturday as well. And the classic gear jammers will be on property. That'll be a good show. They usually, them guys, Pete, Michael said Pete. That group travels pretty good. The gear jammers do. So that'll be a good show. We talked about Union tonight. Their Friday night fights, Gamblers Race Series. Like I said to John just a second ago, it'd be cool to get over that 30 entry mark because they had 28 2 races ago, and their points race Saturday, so it'd be cool to see that $7,500 chip pulled and turn into $10,000. So Farmington has their points race along with the 450 Mad Dog race, so good luck to our boy Tim West. Do your thing. And then the Eastern Conference Finals at Bristol, the junior race. There's a good many of our folks that tune in are up there, so good luck to them. And I seen they had a 10-grander Sunday, or was supposed to have been Sunday, had 500 and over 500 entries, junior entries for that race. For $10,000 to win, it's crazy. But you know, any other blooming idiot? I wonder if she had to pay extra.
Got some ranch dipping sauce to go along with it.
Peach Blossom Friday, 12 o'clock. That's right. Upcoming events. Danny said Peach Blossom. Hey, listen, y'all. If Mooney's there. Why am I not ECF?
How to run the NHRA.
Yeah, there we go. But back to my Peach Blossom thing. If Mooney's there, we need to challenge him to get back in a bracket car. That's what we need to talk about. Just kidding. But do y'all have any other upcoming events?
Not racing related, but who y'all got winning the World Cup, man? I mean, come on. Surely y'all are culturally sound to know. I mean, to have a pick.
I'm going to Argentina.
Messi in Argentina. He's going out on top. Is that what you think?
Well, my son is. My son is a Ronaldo guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's a Ronaldo guy. But yeah, I'd love to see Argentina win it. So.
Who you got, Tom?
Y'all talking over my dang head, son.
You ain't in culture, Tom. I mean, come on. Of all people, I mean, you sing karaoke. You go to all these places. You're not up on your World Cup stuff.
He said,
"I'm not on it."
He said, "If it ain't Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, he ain't into it."
And I think Rock and Roll Express will be at the Anderson Mall this Saturday night if you ain't racing,
if it
the
brings up,
races out, we'll be at Anderson.
me and you, we going, baby. Rock and roll, baby.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Ricky Morton.
yes, right. Chad, Tom, anything else before we get off?
No, I appreciate y'all. I just really hope we don't have no rain. I ain't even looking no forecast, but I would like to race, man. I'd like to get me one in, and it's time to get back rolling. I'm ready to get dialed in, get over and get me some of Joey Dotson's what I'm doing.
Oh, me.
Bruce, if you're still listening, we're gonna have you back on sometime, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have it. I really hate that. I don't know what when we first was on there, he couldn't hear me, could hear y'all, and then when we took him out of the room and then we brought him in for the show, he couldn't hear nobody but me. That was crazy.
Have you sent your payment off to the Chinese to cover our?
I'm telling you, they must be something to that.
So, Tom, who you got if Wahoo and Flair squared off
Lord.
in the square circle tonight? Who you got?
16 times.
Chop for chop, baby. The Wahoo chop and the Flair chop.
I like Flair, man. It's hard to go against him, but I love Wahoo.
Joey said, "Good luck."
Good luck with that. Oh wow.
Oh, man. Nah, appreciate you guys being on, Chad. Thanks as always. What we gotta have, Tom, Chad?
All we gotta have is
Mike
an opportunity.
and an opportunity, baby.
Yes, sir.
Take us home, Tom.
East side to the west side.
East side to the west.